All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to unlock some serious coding superpowers, things you might not even realize you already have access to. We're talking about Python library routines. Seriously, if you've ever wanted to write better code and do it way faster, then you're in the right place.
No, really, just think about it for a sec. What if there was an actual cheat code for programming? Well, that's pretty much what we're digging into today. We're talking about the tools that the pros use all the time to seriously level up their game. So, you ready to unlock it?
So these cheat codes, they're called library routines. And, the analogy here is just perfect. Think of them like the special abilities you'd get in a game like Mobile Legends. They're these super powerful moves, right? Already built into the game. You don't have to design them from scratch. You just need to know when to unleash them to get the win.
And honestly, they really do feel like superpowers. So let's get into it. Let's break down exactly why every great programmer has these in their back pocket.
Okay, so it all comes down to 3 huge wins for you. First up, you're going to code so much faster. I mean, no more reinventing the wheel, right? Second, your code is just going to be more reliable because these routines, they've been tested and battle-hardened by tons of experts. And maybe the best part, this isn't just some textbook theory. You're learning the exact tools that are used to build the real-world apps and games you probably use every single day.
All right, you know the drill. Every hero needs a good training montage. So, let's kick ours off. We're about to unlock some of the most common, most powerful abilities you can add to your coding arsenal. And first up on our list, let's unlock those math abilities. This is going to be your go-to for pretty much any kind of calculation you can think of, from the super simple stuff to the really complex.
So, how does this power actually work? Well, imagine this. Your task is to find the square root of 9. Now, you could write a bunch of complicated code to figure that out, or you could just use your new superpowers. You just call math.sqrt, and then, to make it a nice clean number, you use another built-in power, round. See how easy that is?
And bam, what's the output? Just 3. That's it. But think about what just happened there. We used 2 pre-built, powerful functions to get one super clean, simple answer. That is the whole game right there. Maximum impact, minimum effort. It's all about being efficient.
Okay, ability number 2. Let's master our string abilities. We're talking about working with text. And text is, well, it's everywhere. Social media, search bars, you name it. So these tools are absolutely essential.
And you can see just how simple these are to use. Let's take the input a la carte. You apply the .upper power, and boom, it's all caps. What if you want to know how long it is? Just use the len power, and it tells you 7. See? The names of these functions tell you exactly what they do. Super intuitive.
Okay, let's switch gears and get a little unpredictable. It's time to harness the power of random. This library is all about adding a bit of, well, randomness into your code. It's a total game changer for building games for sure, but also for stuff like simulations or even just picking a random thing from a list.
So let's stick with our gaming theme. Imagine you've got a list of heroes, right? Lancelot, Guzian, Hayabusa. If you use the random.choice power on that list, the program just picks one for you. And look at that. This time it picked Lancelot. If we ran it again, who knows? We might get Guzian next. It's pure chance.
Okay, for the last power in our training montage, let's grab one of the most practical ones out there, controlling date and time. I'm telling you, almost every single serious app needs this for something, whether it's logging when things happen, scheduling tasks, or even just checking how old a user is.
Now, I know the code for this might look a little bit messy, but don't worry about memorizing that syntax. That's not the point. The main thing to get is that with just one command, your program instantly knows the exact time, down to the second, or the current date. It's like your code can suddenly look at a watch. How cool is that?
Okay, training montage complete. Now it's time for your first quest. We're going to take these new powers we just learned and combine them to build something super practical, a password validator. So here's the game plan. It's a few simple steps. First, we get the user's password. Next, we use our len power to check its length. Is it long enough? Then, we'll use another string power, digit it, to check if it has any numbers in it. And finally, based on those 2 checks, we make a call. Is it strong or is it weak? Simple.
So what are our rules? We're going to keep it simple, just like what you see on real websites all the time. For a password to be strong, it's got to be at least 8 characters long, and it has to contain at least 1 number. This is a classic real-world security check you've probably seen 1,000 times.
Okay, so a password validator is a great first quest, for sure. But let's zoom out a little. How does this exact same idea, just combining a few simple powers, show up in even bigger real-world apps?
Well, just think about the last time you signed up for a website. That registration form, it's a perfect example. It's using the len power to make sure your username is long enough, right? And then it's using a datetime power to take your birthday and calculate your age to make sure you're old enough to join, see? It's just combining those simple building blocks we already learned to make decisions.
And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway here. This whole thing, it was never just about learning a few little functions. It's about seeing the fundamental truth of how all modern software is actually built. So let's do a quick recap of your new spellbook, your new powers. You've got abilities for math, for manipulating strings, for adding randomness, and for controlling date and time. We even touched on conversion powers, like turning text into numbers. This is your brand new starting toolkit.
And here's the thing I really want you to take away from all this. The most complicated games, the most sophisticated tools, the platforms you use every day, they are all built from these same simple building blocks. When you get this, you're not just learning to code, you're starting to understand how the digital world around you actually works.
So now the power is literally in your hands. You've got the toolkit, you've got the building blocks, you've even completed your first quest. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?